Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a 90-degree flat oval elbow, 2 segments, so like this. We'll be working with a 5" by 2 1/4 oval, and we're going to give it a 1 1/2" throat. And by the time we get done, we'll be producing this pattern to make that. Alright, let's do this. Alright, so right now what I'm going to do is first just draw a front profile of this oval elbow so that we can see the dimensions of how it's split and how we're getting these radiuses. So just sit back and relax and watch while I draw this for now. Okay, so the length of our elbow is going to be 5 inches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to give it a height of 2 1/4. So 1, 2 1/4. And we're going to finish the opposite end. Okay, we know that we're making a 2 1/4 height. So if you can imagine a circle, a 2 1/4 circle. So we're going to make this in half. So first let's go ahead and split this rectangle in half. So 2 1/4 divided by 2 is 1 1/8. So right around here. There's different ways of doing this elbow. This is just one way. If you know of another way, by all means do it. Okay. So we're going to give it 1 1/8. So 1 1/8, 1 1/8. All right, so now let's go ahead and make some radiuses. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some dimensions on this so we can kind of see what we're working with. So right here in between we got 2 3/4 from here to here. So I'm going to right here 2 3/4. So this is going to be important to know. We know that from here to here is 2 3/4. Oops, sorry, 2 1/4, not 2 3/4. My apologies. So 2 1/4. From there to there, obviously you see it here. Okay, and we know that this has a 5-inch length. So again, this is just kind of good information to know. Not really necessary, but again, I make my videos assuming that I have newcomers, so I want to try to explain or include as much information as possible so that it makes sense. Okay, and then we know that from here to here is 1 1/8. 1 1/8. From there to there. Okay. And then most importantly, what we're going to want to know is this box right here. What is the dimensions of half of this rectangle? So in my case, 2 3/4 divided by 2 is 1 3/8. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that. So 1 3/8, as you can see, 1 3/8. So there's the division of that. 1 3/8, 1 3/8. Boom, 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 and boom, boom. Okay, so that is what we're going to want to kind of pay attention once we start laying this out on our grid over here. So yeah, this will come in handy once we go further down the video. Okay, now let's go ahead and get the layout going now that we have this information and apply it right here in this section. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by making a 90-degree box, or 90-degree first and then the box. So I'm going to position this in a way where I know it's going to fit. Ooh, I wonder what that is. Okay, so we want to start off with a 1.5 inch throat, so 1 1/2, and then I'll just go ahead and make the arc or the throat by doing the quarter circle. Really not necessary, but I'll just put it on there. So if you can visualize, that is your throat. This is basically what we're making right here. So if you can see that, so that's your throat right here. Okay, we know what we're going to try to do is put this information right here. So we want to go from here to here 5 inches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let's go ahead and transfer that information so we can make our layout box. We're essentially going to be mirroring information that we have here on this horizontal line onto the top horizontal line of our layout box. So you'll see as we progress. Okay, so remember how I said we want to mirror information over there from here to there? So first let's go ahead and set up the bottom. Getting ahead of myself. So we know that from here to here is 1 1/8. So 1 1/8. I know that from here to here is also 1 1/8. So I'm going to go 1 1/8. And so ultimately what we should have here from here to here is 2 3/4. So that should be this. 1 2 3/4. Okay? So now let's transfer this information on the top. So we're going to give it again a 1 1/2 inch throat. We're going to go 1 1/8 in from the throat, and then from the outside to the left 1 1/8. So 1 1/8. There you go. All right, next step. Let's go ahead and connect these marks with some vertical lines. Perfect. All right, next step. You see these quarter arcs that we have here, or quarter circles of the 2 1/4 circle? What we're going to be doing is putting that information on here. So let's go ahead and do some quarter arcs. So get your compass, and you can open it to one of these. They should match pretty close. Okay, and then what you're going to do is make some arcs. Like so. Okay, do the same thing on this side. And you make your quarter circle. And try to make it as dark as possible. Okay, do the same thing on the top. Okay. Like that. And do the same thing on this side. Pretty easy. Alright, perfect. So in the same position, now go ahead and make some 3 pies on every single quarter circle. So just follow my lead. So in the same position that you have it here to make your quarter circle, go ahead and do some marks like so. Transfer it over to their side. Do the same thing. Go here. Okay, now do the same thing on the top. Okay, and the last one. Alright, perfect. Okay, next step. So what you're going to do is you're going to take these arcs and you're going to pair them and draw some vertical lines just like what you see here. So just follow my lead. So you're going to get this mark or this arc to that arc. And you'll do some parallel lines next to the one right there. Do the same thing on this one. Okay, switch over to this side. And the last one. Alright, there you go. Okay, last step on this is let's go ahead and make a 45-degree line. So we're going to hook up a line from this corner to this opposite end. Boom, just like that. If you can see, this is basically, this line is representing this line right here. So that's what you have. Okay. So now what we have is we have a total of 8 lines that we're going to want to make sure I don't say the word concentrate because I always say that word. So just pay attention to these lines. So let's number them as so. So this will be number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. So as you can see right here, that's where we're going to be putting our sharp point of our compass. And we're going to be putting the pencil point on these spots right here where this 45-degree line hits with these vertical lines per number. So we're going to circle these. As you can see, this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, so we're almost there. So now that we have information, now we can put this over to our grid here so we can get the pattern going. Okay, so one of the first things that first we need to figure out is we need to see what the whole length of this pattern is going to be so that we know what the length is to put on our grid here. So as you can see, this is a pattern that we're going to eventually make, and if you put it over this, we want to know what this whole length is right here. So of course, you guys already know I'm going to mention the pi formula. So pretty simple. So let's go on that. So we know that we have a 2 1/4 height. So essentially, if you put these two together, it'll make a 2 1/4 circle. So we're gonna do the pi formula. So 2 1/4 times 3.1416 equals 7 1/16. So that's saying that from here, swing down over here, and then continue again, has a length of 7 1/16. Now the next step is we want to go ahead and now add these flat surfaces from the top and the bottom. So all we do is now add 2 3/4 2 times. Let's go ahead and add plus 2 3/4 for the top, and this now let's go ahead and add the bottom, plus 2 3/4 equals 12 9/16. So that is saying that this whole pattern has a whole length closed loop at 12 9/16. So let's go ahead and make a horizontal line on the bottom at that length. Okay, I'm just going to make a random line, a horizontal line, exceeding the 12 9/16. Okay, now as far as your height goes, you're going to just worry on the longest vertical line from numbers 1 through 8. So obviously 8, it has the longest line. As you can see, it goes from here to there. It's longer than 1. So what you're going to do is measure that. And that looks like about 6.5 inches. I want to go ahead and give it a 1/4 so I can have some wiggle room. So I'll go ahead and make the vertical line at 6 3/4. Okay, so let's go ahead and mark the 12 9/16 horizontal line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 9/16. And we said we're going to give it a, what was it? 6, I think it was, yeah, 6 3/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3/4, right around there. Okay, and we're going to open it up so that we can do the opposite end of our grid box. So this is basically the same, almost basically the same steps as the last video that I did of the elbow, 90-degree 2 segments. And that one, the elbow had a, what do you call it, a horizontal position or profile. This one's obviously vertically. Okay, so now let's go ahead and make this split right here down the middle. So 6 3/4, half of that is 3 3/8. 1, 2, 3 3/8. 2, 3 3/8. Okay, now that we got this box, now what we want to do is go ahead and split this down the middle. So let's split it down the middle. So hopefully this will fit. So let me just check. So just open up your compass to a random length. And you want to make sure that they intersect each other. Yeah, they do. Okay, so I'll commit and do that one. Okay, so now that we have these, now we have 2 boxes here. Now let's go ahead and divide each one as well in the middle, like so and like so. But instead of making vertical lines, just make some marks. So again, we'll go back to our compass and divide them in half. Okay, line up these crisscross arcs from the top and bottom and just do some marks. Same thing on this box. Line it up and do some marks. Okay, let me erase this. Alright, next step. So what we want to do is figure out where this flat surface of our pattern, where this flat surface is going to end right here. So that's what these marks are. So here's what you're going to do. You see this box, the 2 3/4? This split right here, the middle, this middle part, that's what's represented right here on these marks. So essentially you're going to be taking this box and centering it right here in the middle. So all you do is, we know that from the center to one side is 1 3/8, and from the center again to the one to the other opposite side is going to be also 1 3/8. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go center to the right and then center to the left. So here's my center. To the right, 1 3/8. Center to the left, 1 3/8. Same thing on the bottom. Center, 1 3/8 to the right. Center, 1 3/8 to the left. Same thing on this side. Center, 1 3/8 to the right. Center, 1 3/8 to the left. Center, 1 3/8 to the right. Center, 1 3/8 to the left. And that should be 2 3/4. See that? 2 3/4. All right, let's keep going. Let's go ahead and make some vertical lines, like so. Okay, next step. We're almost there. So, you see these quarter circles? What you're going to do is take these divided arcs that make up the pie on that quarter circle. You're going to choose one of them. They should be pretty close. And transfer that information onto your grid. So just follow my lead. You're going to put 2, 2, 2, and 2. Okay. Same thing on this side. Alright, next up, same thing like what we did here. Let's go ahead and pair those marks and make some vertical lines. Alright, so now that we have this, now let's go ahead and number these. From here, you're going to go 1 through 8 and then back to 1 again. So follow my lead. So this will be number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alright, let's have some fun now. And here's what we're going to do. Put your sharp point on every corresponding number on these marks where the lines start. And you put your pencil point on where the 45-degree line hits with a vertical line to every number. So follow my lead. So let's start with 1. Sharp point on 1, pencil point on the 45-degree line. Lock it in place. 1 and 1. 1 and 1. Next one, 2. Sharp point on 2, pencil point, 45-degree line. 2 and 2. 2, 2. Next one, 3. Sharp point on 3. Lock it in place. That one kind of moved. 3, 3. 3, 3. 4. Sharp point on 4. Open up your pencil point to the 45-degree line. Lock it in place. 4, 4. Next one, 5. Sharp point on 5. Open up your pencil point to the 45-degree line on 5. 5, 5. 6. Sharp point on 6. Pencil point on 45-degree line of 6. 6, 6. Boom. Boom. 7. Sharp point on 7. Pencil point on 45-degree line of 7. 7, 7. And the last one, 8. Sharp point on 8. Pencil point on 45-degree line of 8. 8. And there it is. Alright, so let's see if this pattern matches this. Pretty close. What do you guys think? See, it's not bad. It's easy. So as usual, let's go ahead and demonstrate. Well, first, let me go ahead and just use this one, because as you can see, I already pre-rolled it so I can get that nice radius. So this pattern should match this. Okay, so put this green one away, and I'll use this so that I can better demonstrate. So it goes like so, wraps around, and that's how it looks like. Do the same thing on this side. Don't know how it goes. Okay, it goes like this. Pretty cool. And that is how you do a 90-degree flat elbow or oval elbow. Alright, so that is pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys liked the lesson here, and if you got value on it, go ahead and share with some friends. If you know of a friend or a co-worker that you think could make use of this, by all means share with them. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Plenty more to come. Peace.